हेलो एंड वेलकम टू अपना शो। मेरा नाम है आशीष और हर बार की तरह एक बार फिर अपना शो में आपका स्वागत है। अपना शो इज़ योर शो एंड एज यू ऑल नो अपना शो brings a lot of things to your door. One of them is the Achiever section where we meet people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and anywhere in South Asia who have come to this land of opportunity USA and brought themselves some fortune. They have either been successful businessmen, entrepreneurs or just community leaders in community service or in their own field of work. Today also, in the same spirit of achievement, we have with us Mr. B.D. Nayak, who is an architect in New England area and they have developed more than 1,000 buildings in USA. So let's go and talk to Mr. Nayak about his success story. Welcome to the show, Mr. Nayak.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
So, Mr. Nayak, how do you feel your story has impacted the community? Before we go into other details.
Well, let me start like a story-wise. Where would you like to start? That's important thing.
So let's begin from how you came to USA. Yes.
Okay. You know, I was doing my architecture studies in India. When I finished my bachelor's degree, that time, after that bachelor's degree, there was nothing to do.
Okay.
Because there was no master's degree in architecture at that time.
In India?
In India.
Okay.
I'm talking about 60s, early 60s kind of, you know, somewhere that time. So it's always a desire, you know, to see, you know, big architects name like a master of architecture. So I always had a desire to have at least that master's degree. So to get that master's degree, you know, actually I was working in New Delhi, and there were quite few foreign qualified architects.
Okay.
So from them I came to know, like, you know, about schools and things kind of. So I started applying and I got admission at MIT. I applied at Yale, Berkeley and MIT. I got the admission with the scholarship.
That's nice.
So that's the way, you know, I landed here.
And it was in 1960s?
No, I came here in 1968.
68?
Yeah, I worked 8 years in New Delhi after graduating in 1960. That was diploma that time.
Right.
So from 1960 to 1968 I worked in New Delhi Connaught Place. It was very well known firm at the time, very reputed firm kind of. Prime Minister, presidents, they will come to, you know, for groundbreaking ceremonies.
Okay.
So it was a very good experience there.
Right.
That experience plus I was #1 from the university from Nagpur.
Okay.
That these two qualifications brought me over here.
Right. So you are from Nagpur in India?
Right, that's my hometown.
Okay. So Nagpur is in Maharashtra, right?
It used to be Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
One time.
But now it's,
you know, but when the borders and, you know, all separated kind of states, division of states and all that, now it is in Maharashtra.
Okay.
But before it used to be Madhya Pradesh.
okay. And you studied from University of Nagpur?
Yeah, it's actually, under University of Nagpur. It was VR College of Engineering, Nagpur that time.
Okay.
Now it's
And
changed.
in 1968 you came to USA studying into MIT for your Master of Architecture.
Right, Master of Architecture degree. It was 2 years program. First, I was fortunate enough to have the scholarship. Otherwise, I would not have come probably. My father was a teacher, so, you know, it was not like a financially feasible to come over here.
Right.
Luckily, everything worked out. You know, we came with $8 and $450 for expenses.
Okay.
So there was pretty hard time, you know, after that kind of, when I came over here.
And what was the rupee dollar value that time?
That time it was about 7 rupees, you know, per $1.
Oh, just 7 rupees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But still
rupee was,
you know, here for us to pay 7 times,
Right.
you know, and like when we getting $8 to come over here, you know, when I came over here, believe it or not, like for 2 semesters, I had 2 pieces of bread and jam for morning breakfast and lunch.
Just bread and jam.
And in the evening we used to cook some rice and dal, you know. The $1 a day was our expense.
Okay.
You know.
And you had like just for 450 days?
No, for 2 semesters.
No, you had just $450.
Oh, $8 that you get and $450 for general expenses kind of. And since I had a scholarship, so I didn't have to pay anything for the school. So that was the best part.
Right. So after you finished it in 1970,
right,
then you started your own business?
No, actually, that was very hard time to get the job.
Okay.
So I mean, still I have been going to interviews when I was still a student.
Okay.
But the day I graduated, fortunately, next day I got the job. I submitted my thesis. I came home. I called one company where I had given an interview. It was a world famous architect's office, and they were doing Bangladesh University Dhaka, the project. So because we are from the same region, we know the climatic conditions and the technical aspects of the buildings and things what we do. So immediately I got the job there next day.
And then you were sent to Bangladesh for that?
No, I didn't go there. We were working from here because there I was still a junior at the time. So senior people will go to Bangladesh.
Okay. Right. So that's how it all started.
Yeah. Then I worked, let's say, if you remember, there was a war in 1972. So because of that war, the whole office was closed. Here, because I was working in Boston, working for Bangladesh University there. But then I got a better job actually as a design director. That's where I worked about 14 years, and each year I designed minimum 60 buildings. That's what I was talking to you, like about 60, 70 buildings each year. And we have about 20 people, and I had to give job to everybody as a design director to keep them busy kind of. So almost in 14 years, 40 times even 60, multiply, it comes to almost 700, quite a bit. So that plus my own practice about almost 24 years this next February. So combining all these, jobs is almost like 1,000 projects I worked on it.
That's very good.
It's a good experience in life, kind of. You learn a lot. You do mistakes and you keep moving, kind of. That's how we learn more and more.
So when you talk about doing mistakes and learning from them, do you remember any big mistake that you made and then it changed how you pursue the things later?
No, fortunately, like mistakes when we talk, like not like a blunder kind of, but you think that maybe I should have done it this way is better, or I should have done that way is better, because every day is a learning process. In our field, it's not like in a way, it's a science itself. It's like a artistic things plus technical aspects we combine two together. But architecture is basically like how you think, how you pursue your ideas, what you want to see as a building, and that's what is the more time we spend there, because the detailed parts in terms of the structure parts, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, fire protection, all these, there are some special people. So we coordinate with those people. But our job is mainly the function of the building, how the building should function and how the building should look. This is the most important thing from our point of view. And these days, especially everybody talking green buildings and how, those are our kind of things to think. But because we study all the other aspects, like structural engineering, mechanical, plumbing, all those things we learn as you go along in school. So we have the basic knowledge of that, and how to implement into our buildings, that much in general we know. But because this is very special things, kind of, it's not, because let's put it this way, structural engineer, they have stamp. In this country especially, you have to have stamp to certify your work. In our country too, I think, I don't know now, I have lost the track kind of what's happening back home. But everybody has their specialty. And there's so much into individual discipline that you cannot be master of all. So it is better to focus on one thing rather than try to jump into others. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, there are people who might be doing, 2, 3 disciplines too. But I like to focus on one thing.
Focus on one discipline.